Hey everybody, AcedTyler here. Welcome back to Let's Play Rayman 2: The Great Escape. In this episode, we are going to enter Whale Bay. This level actually isn't too bad, I would say. I mean, for one thing, it's kind of a water level, but it's not really it's not one of those water levels. Unlike a lot of examples, because normally I can't even stand water levels, but this one should be fine though. And yeah, there goes Murphy telling us about the swimming controls, even though we already know about them. Which, of course, it was a thing since first level. And there's actually only one yellow lum in there. That's bad. They just decided to just place just one yellow lum there. Actually, as a matter of fact, later on in this game, this is actually where the yellow lums kind of start to get a little more spread out instead of being a little more streamlined like in the earlier levels. And especially noticeable, well, yeah, I'll talk more about that. Oh yeah, by the way, we have this asshole right here. This is actually one of those enemy pirates just hiding in those barrels, and these guys are very much of a pain in the ass. And what they do is that they'll just shoot these electric lasers at you, and then you'll just get stunned or you'll basically get stun locked as you take damage. So what you want to do is that you want to go ahead and just use your charge shots because they have a shit ton of HP there. So yeah, that's why they that's why those guys can really drag for a bit, and they can be a bit time consuming. They're also kind of a little intimidating in a way as well because like you don't even see them for one thing. I mean, you might hear their footsteps as they walk around, but that's it. They just stand in place too. But yeah, just lather, rinse, repeat, and yeah, just make sure you don't get hit by lasers at the last second, because that's kind of what happens. Well, what just happened to me. I was trying to go over there at one point because I thought there was going to be something like lums just in case, but it's actually just a shortcut to get there. If you don't want to take or go through the water tank, although I guess might as well because of that one lum that's in there. That's actually the one thing I really want to make sure for. Well, again, more on that. Yeah, the spoiler warning. There's the next level, which well, actually, I'm not gonna say what the name of it is until the end of this video, but it's gonna be one of those levels. But more on that later. That's actually the one thing that I really do tend to get paranoid, especially later on in this game, because of how more scarce the yellow lums tend to get. So, especially because I just want to get them all in one go. But that's actually the one that I tend to get afraid of, is that I just want to make sure I've gotten every single one of the lums. Especially since the way that the levels are designed is that it's basically like, well, not only is it one of those point A to point B levels, but it's actually a one-way street. And yeah, actually I try to go backwards there, but just check out that one area, but it's actually just shortcuts. That's why I did that little jump cut. But yeah, that's the one reason why I tend to get afraid a bit is that because of the way the level's structured, and that it's basically a one-way street where you can't really go back, and also because with the checkpoint system, which you can't really go back. Like after you clear the level, if you want to get the lums that you miss, you have to go back all the way from the beginning. And I can understand that tends to drive completionists insane. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I still love this game, but I can understand how much of a pain in the ass it is. And I guess people would probably just say the same about Donkey Kong 64, but there's actually one thing I really do compliment about the game is that at least that game's design is actually more open. So like even with the mass amounts of collectibles that the games had, like the shit ton of collectibles that that apparently that the game's very notorious for. At least the game is forgiving in that regard, in which with the way the open world design is, and that you can actually just go around and just fast travel anywhere and pick up the bananas that you might have missed, or like any of the other collectibles. Yeah, so at least there's that kind of aspect about it. Oh yeah, speaking of Donkey Kong, we got barrels. Yeah, they're just like that. I can actually just go on top of the barrels and just jump up them to probably reach the limits you couldn't reach. Maybe well, you could just reach them normally. At least that's just the way I see it there. But yeah, that's like in spite of the fact of how what so many people say about Donkey Kong 64. Is that even with the shit ton of collectibles, at least the game is forgiving in that regard with the way the levels are structured. That's where it's more open like that. But yeah, that's just basically all there is to it. Um, I mean, yes, I know what you people are gonna say. I mean, because I am one of those people who actually, still enjoys Donkey Kong 64. I mean, granted, I understand why people might not like the. I mean, it's not for everybody, so those are not really like kleptos. But then, to be fair, I'm also a bit of a klepto myself. But those who's not really like into scavenger hunts, and I can understand this game's definitely not for them. But I mean, for what I can understand, I mean, it still is a perfectly fine game if to those who are not going 100% completion. But I know how frustrating it can be with doing 100% completion. But I actually still enjoy the game, so don't judge me. Which for something I can't even stand is people just go and have a say about that. So yeah, just keep that shit to yourself. Anyway, hello again, Murphy. Hey, Rayman, Carmen the whale is trapped. The pirates want to use her blubber to oil the engines. Oh, Jesus Christ! They would have used her body fat to oil the. What the fuck? Are they? God damn, that's going way too far. Man, just enslaving the inhabitants here is just one thing, but like trying to fucking perform liposuction and just use that to. God damn. That goes way too far. Ugh. That's just absolutely dark. Anyway, yeah, I had to hurry and just resurface there because of yeah, this kind of what happens if your air meter's low. Notice how there's not really very many blue lumps here. I think it's mainly because once you free Carmen, yeah, that's a whale right there. But yeah, that's well, the blue ones are going to be over in that tunnel there. But yeah, they didn't even place the blue ones there, but there's actually a kind of a reason for that once you free Carmen. But that's what we got to do is that we have to free her. Even though she basically just stays in there, so not really like a time limit. I mean, even though Murphy basically, excuse me, he basically just urges you to actually hurry and save Carmen before it's too late. But they never really do anything in the matter, so it's not really like a time limit going on. Not even an invisible time limit. There's just like that in like some examples. And there's another writing the shell section here, so we're gonna go and we're gonna go ahead and activate that. It actually kind of takes me getting used to. Anyway, to breathe, grab my air bubbles. All right, so now we freed Carmen the whale, and before we actually head back there, yep, there's our trusted companion who still doesn't trust us somehow. Oh yeah, by the by, I never got to mention this at all. In the PS1 version, the whale bay is actually very much different in some regards. Where and yeah, I actually kind of messed up there because I forgot that if you press this actually further things a little inconsistent with the shell. Where like sometimes even if you press the A button in some sections, then it'll just jump over. But like in certain sections, then Rayman will just jump off the shell. And that's where we want to avoid. But anyway, there's actually a major difference in the PS1 version. In Whale Bay, you actually visit this level very early, like just after the bayou. After that, then that's where you enter Whale Bay because they actually completely omit the sanctuary water and ice. But yeah, you actually gain access to Whale Bay right after. Well, it's actually the I would say the 4th level, or there's the 5th, probably the 4th level. I mean, if you're not counting the Woods of Light, which is tutorial level. But yeah, Whale Bay, you actually go there very early. But not only that, but they actually merge it with the end of the sanctuary water and ice, where it's actually where you get the first of the 4 masks. So that's kind of where they shortened the length of the game. I don't know, probably because of the PS1 limitations, to where it's basically a shorter game, and so there's really not that much content. So that's actually kind of one of the reasons where the PS1 version being arguably the inferior version of Rayman 2. But yeah, that's what it is. It's basically to those of you who are experiencing the PS1 version, which honestly I don't know why you want to be doing that. Well, I mean to each his own or anything like that. I mean if you prefer the PS1 version because of its shorter length, because you rather do it faster, then that's absolutely fine. I mean by all means. I mean I'm not one to judge or anything, because everybody has their own different tastes. For some versions, some people like some versions and some people like others. So if if you prefer the PS1 version, then, you know, more power to you. But, you know, I would say that, you know, if you've definitely wanted the Rayman 2 experience, then I would either recommend this version, or I would say most especially the Dreamcast version, since, you know, it does have arguably the most content. Well, I would say rivaling the PS2, because it probably has a lot more. And yeah, that was the reason why those blue lums were even there. Well, there's blue ones now. Yeah, so yeah, that's where you're gonna grab Carbon's air bubbles. So that way there you can be able to restore your, or fill up your air meter a little bit as you get through. In this section, those piranhas will actually come out of the air bubbles, so you want to get to those before they come and eat them. You can actually try to kill them if you want to, but I don't think I ever got the chance, or I don't think that ever actually works, probably because my aiming was off. And so now we're down to this last section. Yeah, this is actually where I have gotten to where, you know, in some of my recordings, I would just think, okay, did I get all the lums? Did I get all the pirate cages? And then as I continue or press onward, then it turns out that yes, I actually did get all the lums and the pirate cages. That's actually just one thing I was afraid of, because I just don't really want to do any needless backtracking. Actually, as a matter of fact, I did look up some differences for the PS1 version, and this is actually where they go by this really bad design choice. So, from what I've read, in the PS1 version, apparently you can only get all the lums in one go. Where if you either get a game over or if you leave the level, you actually lose those yellow lums, and then you and then you have to start the whole collection on all over again. Basically, it's very much like the original N64 version of Banjo-Kazooie, where you just have to collect all the notes in one go, and also the Jinjos and all that. Yeah, which was, of course was alleviated in the Xbox Live Arcade version or the Rare Replay version. Not actually in the Switch port though, or the Nintendo Switch Online, where it actually just reuses well, just emulates directly from the N64 version and just port onto the Nintendo Switch. So yeah, well of course, although unless you want to go ahead and abuse the or take advantage of the save states, which of course I recommend you do because it does have that. Especially the fucking engine room in Rusty Bucket Bay. Ugh, god damn. Anyways, so I believe that last pirate cage. Oh yeah, there's that gorilla pirate again. I don't think I ever mentioned it like being completely immune to your attacks, because like the only way to ever. And yeah, I also fell off the edge there. It's like I just kind of like forgets that you're just where you're at right now, even though I was just hanging on to the edge. Alright, and that was all the ones that we collected, and all 4 of the pirate cages. So yeah, that was where I was. Oh, good, I did collect everything, because that's definitely what I was afraid of. And look at the scenes here. Oh yeah, how the hell did he actually clip through that that edge there, or just through that ledge? Like he can actually somehow jump higher than me, and just like in this kind of animation, like he didn't even have a jumping animation. He just simply just moon jumped up there, and also just clipped through the ledge. Like how does he do that? Is he a god or something? He must be, considering that crown that he has here. I mean, like, he can't really... I mean, he's not exactly the real king of the teensies, because, well, you know, they can never decide which is the real king. But, I mean, with this special crown right there, I mean, he could be the supreme ruler, or, you know, a god, maybe? I don't know, could be one of those things, considering he can actually just clip through the ledge and then actually just moon jump up there. Anyway, Sanctuary of Stone and Fire. I was not looking forward to this one. I really wasn't. Anyway, next time on Let's Play Rayman 2, we're going to enter this fucking level. Dreading it already. You'll see what is the next episode. Till then, see you guys later.